Hello, this is Saurabh Shukla. Welcome to NDTV. As we all know from last few days, situation is tensed in Israel, and as Israel say that they are now in state of war with the Hamas. Or a lot of people are saying that Israel is in war with Palestine. Palestine has two parts, West Bank and Gaza, and this time Hamas has attacked Israel from the Gaza, and we all know that Hamas is the most dominant force in Gaza. I'm joined by our special guest, Abu Alhaija, who is Palestine Ambassador in India. So thank you for talking to NDTV.
Thank you very much for having me with you in NDTV.
How do you see the situation now, sir? Because today, just now, a statement has come from a spokesperson of Israel that they have recovered bodies of 1,500 Hamas operatives from in and around area of Gaza Strip. How do you see this act of Hamas?
And I think the situation in general is very difficult, especially the Israelis is using all their power in the mass destruction of buildings, infrastructure, the people. They have killed lots of civilian people in Gaza Strip. And Netanyahu today, we're calling the Palestinian in Gaza to immigrate to Egypt. So the situation in general, it's sure it's difficult. It's a war.
How do you see, if you talk about West Bank, and obviously in West Bank, and what is the take of Palestinian authorities? Because there are operations in West Bank as well from Israeli forces.
In West Bank, that was the main reason of what's going on in the war now. Because the war, it wasn't in Gaza, it was in West Bank. The toll of death killed by the Israelis since the beginning of this year, since this new government has been for this extreme government, and before Saturday, it was 260. Yesterday, the Israelis killed 16 people in West Bank. They are just demonstrating against the occupation. Day before yesterday, they killed 7, right? So the settlers also are everywhere in West Bank, armed settlers, they are militias, the Israelis militias, and defended by the Israeli soldiers in West Bank. They do whatever they want. They kill people. They confiscate land. They bring container and put it in one of the mountains. Then they confiscate that. Then they build a settlement. So the situation in West Bank is the reason what was happened now in Gaza. This is the occupation.
How do you see this act of Hamas, sir? On Saturday, when Hamas attacked in Israel, how do you see it? There are videos of brutality, videos, women being molested, attacked, and there are several videos out there on social media which are showing the brutality of this whole act by Hamas. How do you see it, sir?
What I see is this war, and we will see if there is no peace process, and the Palestinians did not get their independence. We'll see another war, and third war, and fourth war. The international community is responsible for that. This is the 6th war in Gaza. It's not the first war. And each time we call the international community to make pressure at Israel to come to peace process. The Palestinians can't live forever under occupation. And we can't see our people killed every day. in West Bank, you said there is 645 military checkpoints in between cities and towns, and so they minimize the Palestinian movement. The settlers kills our children, burning homes, attacking towns, confiscating land, and all that defended by this extreme government and its soldiers in West Bank. What I have seen from Hamas is a result. It's not an initiative. It's a result of the occupation. The occupation should be ended. I can maybe notice that when 2.2 million live in open prison in Gaza Strip, which is 365 kilometers, the area of Gaza, you can understand the pressure at each one. The poverty in Gaza is more than 70%. So this is what I can see. This occupation should be ended. The Palestinians should get their right, and should Israelis come to peace and solve this problem and live together as neighbors.
But do you see that armed struggle, the war is a solution?
Look, in West Bank, as Palestinian Authority, if you want to come to the international law, the international law gives you the right to use all means, including the armed struggle. Now we are not using the armed struggle, right? But at the same time, we have signed an agreement 30 years ago, 1993, with Israel, which is Oslo Accord. According to that agreement with the Israelis, 1999, we should be free and live in our independent state, neighbor to Israel. But since that time, the Israelis are destroying this Oslo agreement. We can say there is Oslo agreement now. They are destroying the two-state solution. Every day they confiscate land, they build settlements, they expand other settlements, right? In Palestine, we don't control the towns in Palestine. All sea area, which it's about 62 of the area of West Bank, it's controlled by the Israeli army. We are not allowed to build a room. I mean, if I need a room to my children, I can. They will bring. You have to destruct that room, right, by yourself. Otherwise, they will bring the bulldozer and you will pay very high price just to demolish that room or house. And normally they don't ask you from the beginning not to build. They leave you till you finish building, then they come and ask you to demolish what you have built or bring the bulldozer, and you have to pay the fees of that bulldozer, which is very high.
So you people have managed to establish contact in Gaza, because yesterday they were stating that Israel will cut the water and electricity line in Gaza, and we've seen some dark visuals coming from Gaza that there is no electricity.
I think we have heard a fascist talk from the Minister of Defense of Israel, when he said that he will cut food, fuel, electricity, water of 2.2 people living in West Bank. Not only that, but he described this 2.2 million people living in this open prison as human animals. This is fascist talk. This is, they consider themselves a democratic country. A democratic country won't talk like that. Only the Nazists and the fascists who describe the people in Gaza as human animals. So up to now, I think there is electricity and there is water. But in general, I mean, what is the electricity in Gaza? It's 4 hours a day. It comes for each area about 4 hours a day, right? So they don't have that electricity. Electricity might affect, sure, it's important, but it might affect part of their life. But to cut food and water, right, of from 2.2 million people. This is,
So do you have any official data that how many people in Gaza have been killed? How many Palestinians? You have any data?
it's about, I think 750 have been killed and about 4,000 has been injured.
Injured so far?
Yes, but the big number is children. We have about 150.
All right.
Child and about 91 women.
All right.
In between.
So, I don't see much support to Palestine today internationally. US, Canada, Britain, France, they're openly supporting Israel. Now, how are you going to deal with the situation diplomatically? Have you started some peace talks? Because we've been reading a lot of news reports where it's being reported that there may be some exchange of hostages. Yesterday, Hamas spokesperson said that they will start killing hostages. What about that, sir?
No, killing hostages, this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and I think it was a mistake. And I don't think they will do it. But at the same time, these countries who encourage Israel, because Netanyahu understand what they said, that the international law give Israel the right to defend itself. But the international law is not for the Israelis only. The Israelis is the last country who adhered to the international law. We are people who are calling always for international law. But international law, it's not in the mood of anyone. There is certain international law. When it comes to the international law as a Palestinian, as the United Nations, we have about more than 800 resolutions from the Security Council and the General Assembly of the United Nations. Israel has never been implemented for one resolution of that. And no one forced Israel to be implemented for that.
So,
right? And because of that, we call, to find a solution according to the international law. And with that, we need, a superpower to defend the Palestinian people of the criminal of this government.
All right. So where do you see this whole war, which is there being fight between Israelis and Hamas? A lot of innocent people, civilians are being killed every minute, every second. Where do you see it ending, sir?
Hope it will end soon. We don't want to see bloodshed from any part, right? We are calling for peace. And as I have mentioned, that we went to Oslo Agreement because we want peace. And every day we call for peace. Our president is working, he's 87 years old, and he's working 24 hours to stop this war, right? With the minister, the foreign minister.
Which country is negotiating between you and Israelis?
Sorry?
Which country
Yes.
do you think can negotiate well for peace?
Mainly, all the European who said that they have the right to defend itself. But Netanyahu understands that he can make more massacres in the Palestinian people. All of them. I think, I'm sorry, they have our minister spoke with many foreign ministers in Europe yesterday, right? And we are working hard to stop this war, but with end of this war, we should find a peace process.
Do you think that India should also intervene?
Hope so.
Your president will speak to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi to intervene and help you negotiate well?
To say the truth, no, because I don't know. I mean, I did not. The initiative should come from me. I will go to MEA, ask for a meeting. Right. Especially now, we have very new joint secretary and very new secretary in WANA. We are following WANA at MEA. I asked for a meeting with the secretary. I hope I will meet him as soon as possible, and we will see what.
As you said, that you would like India to intervene and help you negotiate well.
Yes, we want India. And from last war, 2021, I have called for that.
They've called for that.
Yes, India is a friend of both, and India could play a good role as a mediator between both of them. India understood very well the Palestinian cause since the Mahatma Gandhi, and hope they will play that role.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to NDTV. As you have heard, Mr. Alhaija saying that they don't want war, they want peace, and India should intervene to help Israel and Palestine to reach to a consensus point where this whole bloodshed can be stopped forever. In New Delhi, with the Savior Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.